Good late afternoon, everybody. This is Show from the Jet Show, and I have a special guest with me tonight. We have Italy Jet in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who this guy is, he's a diehard Jets fan, he's a passionate Jets fan, and he's also a Jets YouTuber, which is absolutely wonderful, man. So welcome our guy, Italy Jet, into the building, and let's go. Um, my first question to you, my man, is of course, as always, let the people know why you became a Jets fan and also how long you've been a Jets fan.
Man, I have been a Jets fan. I have been a Jets fan my entire life since I was 9 years old. I
Nice.
used to work. I used to work for the St. Louis Rams and St. Louis Blues, and I did a couple away games for the Bills. Me and my
Mm-hmm.
dad we worked, but my dad worked for the Rams as well, and
Okay.
he traveled everywhere. But it was really funny. The reason why I became a Jets fan was because of the legends I have on my wall. But not only that, video
I
games,
love I love your wall. Uh-huh.
McFarlane figures, like McFarlane, those McFarlane
Right.
figures. And then
Right.
honestly, just all my favorite players were just on them. It was a
Right.
dream come true for me.
Absolutely, my man. Absolutely. So as of right now, you spoke of or you mentioned favorite players. On the roster right now, give me your favorite offensive player and your
Okay.
favorite defensive player that's on the roster right now.
I've been a Sauce Gardner fan his whole career. I followed him at Cincinnati. That was my boy. I was really happy when we got him.
Oh,
That's my
yes.
boy. For the first
Yes.
time in a long time, I got a current jersey of Elijah Moore, Garrett Wilson, and
Mm-hmm.
Sauce Gardner. I had to, and
Yes.
not only that, that's my favorite defensive player. My favorite offensive player, it has to be it. Yeah, I think it's Elijah Moore. I was gonna say Corey Davis or Garrett Wilson, but Elijah Moore. I've seen him
Mm-hmm.
play even this high school film on YouTube. Like, and my
Oh,
my
nice.
buddy, my old buddy, his girlfriend went to Old Miss, so
Mm-hmm.
they love him. They told me all about him. I always see his highlights. So I'm
Right.
like, all right, so come to the Jets. Okay, all right, cool. I like
Right.
this. So I did
Right.
more research on him and
Right.
everything, and there you go. So Elijah Moore, Sauce Gardner.
Nice. Nice, my man. Okay. Okay. On defense myself, man, like you
Uh,
said, you like Sauce is my guy. I have a live video. I need to edit and make it like part of my intro, but I actually have a live on my channel. When we drafted Sauce, dude, I lost it. The like Illy Jet, dude, I lost it. Like my kids, like they would
Me too.
die laughing. Like our youngest son, he knows the exact minutes on that live video, and he goes to it and he teased me like randomly, man. But yeah, as far as defense, favorite player, it's Sauce. It's Sauce hands down with me too, my man. If I had to
Oof.
say on offense,
Hmm.
my offensive pick is a bit strange. I'm going with AVT. I love AVT, man.
Okay.
I love him.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I love
AVT.
AVT,
You're
man.
my bad.
Yeah, yeah. I'm the AVT supporter, man. I was elated when we drafted him from USC. Of course, we went up to get him, and he's everything that I thought he would be in the NFL plus more. You know what I mean? Like it's wonderful, man. My next question to you though, Italy Jet, is your thoughts. It's a two-part question. Your thoughts on Zach Wilson's return, and will he be above average, average, or below?
Hmm.
What you got for me? And what do you have for the people?
You know, this one's hard because even
Mm-hmm.
though as much as I'm very picky on quarterbacks. I've been picky on quarterbacks my
Mm-hmm.
entire life with the Jets. I wanted these people, but they
Right.
didn't get these people, or they got the people
Right.
and they're either be really bad or they'll be good somewhere
Mm-hmm.
else. Right? That's the story of the Jets'
Right.
life. They're always good somewhere
Yes.
else.
Yes.
Um,
Absolutely.
and Zach Wilson for me, I think he's going to be rusty. I'm worried about the O-line on
Mm-hmm.
that left side. Not worried about the one on the right side. Not worried about that.
Mm-hmm.
Not worried
Mm-hmm.
about the right side.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Wilson is gonna. The LaFleur's offense is good for scrambling. Okay, that's how his offense is good because you got
Mm-hmm.
to surround him with all kinds of weapons, just like he did with Jimmy G when he was with San
Mm-hmm.
Francisco. So if Zach Wilson
Mm-hmm.
can use his body, get that correct, get the Moore going, Wilson, Hall, Carter, and etc. If they
Mm-hmm.
can get those guys going while we protect him and while he's keeps moving around in the pocket to make him mobile, that's the kind of system
Yes.
I think LaFleur needs. I think he's going to
Mm-hmm.
be just fine. He is going to be rusty, as I said,
Mm-hmm.
but he's 100%. He says he's 100%. I mean, this is the best he's felt in probably a year ever since his last injury. He probably felt like maybe 75%, 80, and now he's 100.
Right.
So hopefully
Right.
he doesn't wear any
Mm-hmm.
sleeve on his knee or anything like that. And I hope he just comes out there and just kicks butt. But it's the Steelers. It's Steelers Tomlin.
Right.
So you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with that 3-4 blitzing defense, right? And they disguise the defensive
Yeah.
packages so well, man. It's like, you don't know if sometimes if they're bringing the blitz or sometimes you don't know if they're dropping back in coverage. Like this defense and just Pittsburgh all together, man. They're a very sharp team because the coach and they're trained very well, in my opinion. So, do you think that Zach Wilson will perform above average, or below? Just your personal opinion. What do you think?
Above average or below.
Mm-hmm.
I
Or
think this
average? He could
game,
he could he could he could be average. He could be he could just be a game
I think it's
manager.
going to be
Come back.
average. I think it's
You think
average.
average?
I'm gonna say average because of everything that he's going on, everything going on with him right now, and the way the team is acting right now going forward.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's only week 4, and I totally understand that. We know a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people are judging Olbrook or judging the offense, but I think Zach Wilson coming back, everyone's rusty. Everyone always gets rusty coming back from an injury. So I think he's gonna be right
Yes,
there in the
that's
middle
true.
of the pack, and hopefully, while the game goes on, he doesn't decrease. He just continues to sky up. But I think he's right in the
Mm-hmm.
middle, average.
Okay. That just for the negative spin on this thing. If Zach Wilson struggles tomorrow,
Right, right.
where are we as a team? Where are we as a fan base?
Mm.
Your opinion.
Well, well,
Like,
I
are we
mean,
at this point? Are we at that point? Like, let's say if he struggles and we lose, are we blaming the coaches? Are we blaming Zach Wilson, or are we blaming both parties?
you know, I strongly believe it's going to be both because
Okay,
here's the thing. Offense is not really under fire right now. It's just a
true.
defense.
That's true. I can agree with that. Absolutely.
So it's going to be one of those things where they're singing his praises already, Wilson. We already know that.
Mm-hmm.
And plus what Joe Douglas said, we're not going to be the ones where you need to lift us up. We'll lift you up. Well, it's the other way around now.
Yes.
He has to save us. So
Yeah,
that's
he
going to be a lot
does.
of
He
pressure
does.
for him getting back. It's going to be a lot of pressure
Mm-hmm.
for him getting back. So I think it's going to be both. He's going to feel
Okay.
like it's some fault. LaFleur is going to feel like it's some fault. But ultimately, it's going to go on Salah. So
Mm-hmm.
it's good if they don't do the trick plays like they did last year. If they don't spread the feel out and Zach Wilson be immobile,
Mm-hmm.
then we're going to be in trouble, and we got to protect them on that left side. That's hard. I just got breaking news today, and I think me and you talked about it a little bit. Herman's got
Mm-hmm.
activated today,
Mm-hmm.
so I mean, if we can put Herman's up there, right? If we could put Herman's in there and not McDermott, it's
McDermott.
gonna be different.
Yes. Yes.
It's gonna
Yes.
be a different
That's
game
a tremendous.
because
Yes. Yes.
TJ Watt's not in this game. TJ Watt's
Mm-hmm.
not in this game.
True.
But we still got
True.
to worry about Hayward. We still got to worry about
Mm-hmm.
Hayward. Hayward and Tomlin is a very good coach team. Coaches, I mean,
Yes.
he's been there forever. So
Mm-hmm.
that's my answer for you.
Okay. Okay. All right. Good deal. I personally, my personal belief is, I'm agreeing with you as well. The offense is really not under fire. I would like to see Mike LaFleur change it up and, allow the young two running backs to, work their magic. We're one of the six teams that has not scored a rushing touchdown thus far. And we're leading to, we're going into week 4, so I do want them to pound the ball more. But with that being said, running the ball, if you don't get a first down, your defense has to hold up. You know what I mean? If you're like
Right,
really like
right,
a run heavy scheme, and if your defense is not holding up, then what it does, initially, it forces your offense to now play catch up, and now you have to pass the ball. So,
right.
me personally, I would like to see us run the ball more, but like we said once before, the defense needs to step up, man. If we're being more specific, I want the defensive line to step up more.
Yeah,
As far as the defensive line, I feel like Quentin Williams is doing his thing, man.
think so.
He just need more. He just yeah. He definitely collapsed in the middle, man. Like I rewatched just about every game, and I focused on Quentin Williams, and Quentin Williams was absolutely collapsing the pocket, man. And I'm like, if we could just get some help from the edge, you know what I mean? And if we can do that, I feel like that defensive line would dominate. My personal opinion, I feel like we should have Carl Lawson on the edge,
Mm-hmm.
Quentin Williams,
Mm-hmm.
JFM in the middle, and put
Okay.
JJ on the opposite side, and of course rotate JJ in with Bryce Huff. I just read, I think earlier today, that they just activated him. So my opinion is, or my thoughts are, that we're probably going to use Bryce Huff in this game when it,
We
in the
better.
passing situations. Yeah, like that dude can really get to the quarterback, man. And for us to have him on the practice squad was absolutely bananas to me. So my opinion, I think you put Carl Lawson, Quentin Williams, take JFM off the edge because he's been a no show. And when his name was called, it was for something negative. So
Mm-hmm.
put him in the middle, and you let JJ, you let that young rookie, the young stud, start on that opposite edge. And he's a tremendous run stopper, especially setting the edge when it comes to Jermaine Johnson. And in
I
passing
agree.
situations, you rotate them out, man, and you put your Jacob Martins in, you put your Bryce Huffs in, and you let them attack the quarterback with those fresh legs and the energy and the burst that they have, man, in their game. So yeah. So my opinion, it's the defense, and I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. My concern is the defense. If the defense
Mm-hmm.
shows up, I honestly believe the offense would definitely take care of their end of the deal. My opinion. But
I mean, you bring in some good points though. Like you
right,
bring in
right.
some good points. It's just for me, I want Olbrich to stay with the hot hand. Stay
Mm-hmm.
with the hot
Mm-hmm.
hand. Keep the guys in there if they're doing well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's only my thing. We should have been playing Huff this whole time. He can play linebacker. He can play the outside left, like because their outside
He
right
he
is
has the
already covered
speed.
by
Mm-hmm.
Lawson. Exactly. Huff,
Yes.
like I'm surprised that we activated Nazardine than Sherwood. I was really like, okay, why do they have faith in Harris so much on that linebacker position? I think Sherwood and Huff can be good there too. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because
Right.
JJ has been doing pretty well. All of our rookies have been better than all this whole
Yes.
team. This whole
Mm-hmm.
team combined.
Mm-hmm.
All of our
Mm-hmm.
rookies. You name one, they've been excellent.
They are shining. Yes. Yes.
So,
I'm taking it you love Michael Clemens as well, right?
dude, my co-host loves him. I'm more like, so this is me. I'm more like, hey, that's your boy Liam. I totally get
Right.
it. For
Right.
me, I love him too. But the thing is, I'm not getting my hopes up about him because
Mm-hmm.
every time we play him,
Mm-hmm.
he's always coming out. He's always coming out, and they're not going to be playing him that much. They've been playing JJ
True.
and Jacob Martin over him. So, like, once it gets out there, we all get giddy. he's like, oh, he's jogging off to the side.
Taking him out
Okay.
again. Right,
Yeah,
right, right, right.
right. I love
But from what
Clemens.
I
I
but
love JJ.
yeah.
JJ is one of my
Hmm.
favorites though.
But basically it's what you said, man. This draft class is bananas. Like we didn't miss a beat. Like every player that we drafted this season has not missed a beat, man. These guys are really
Right.
shining, and like this is a rarity in comparison to his very first draft, Joe Douglas, who I'm referring to. Joe Douglas' first draft, man, is pretty garbage. When you think about it, he
Yeah.
got Becked in the
Oh
first
yeah.
round. You got Mims.
Right.
Then you have
Right.
Morgan. You have Ashton Davis. You have
Right.
Bryce Hall, and I'm a huge fan of Bryce Hall. I don't understand why they're not playing the guy. Some people are hard on him for this year because of the preseason touchdown and also the
Right.
touchdown against the Baltimore Ravens. But it like I say repeatedly, man, if you look at that coverage from Bryce Hall,
Right.
he was all over that guy, man. The guy was sticky. It was just an amazing catch. And if you look at the receivers, it Davenport that made that catch. If you look at him, he's been shining in every game. So it wasn't a fluke catch. This guy is literally making a name for himself. So I think out of that draft, I think I'm very much so okay with Bryce Hall, man. But other than Joe Douglas' first draft, and I know it was Adam Gase heavily, with his hands all over it. I do understand that. So I'm not gonna really hold that first draft against Joe Douglas, but Joe Douglas was in the building during that first draft. So I'm going to
Right.
say that Joe Douglas' first draft was absolutely garbage, man. But other than that, I'm okay with all the other drafts. The Zach Wilson draft, I'm very okay with that one. But this one, man, this one by far like takes the cream of the crop. This is absolutely my favorite. I'm sure so many other Jets fans would agree with me on that one.
I agree. I agree.
So
It's one of those
so
things. It's one of those things where the Zach Wilson one was the best one. The Mims one was
mhm,
like it
right,
was it.
right.
They got players fit more for Gase's scheme.
Hmm.
That other draft,
Hmm.
this one and last year was good for Salah's scheme.
Yes.
It's all about what
Hmm.
scheme it is.
Right, right. And yeah, that's basically going back to that first draft, man. Adam Gase, I'm sure, had his paws and his hands all over it. You know what I mean? And Joe
Oh
Douglas, I
God.
could tell he was not a fan of Adam Gase. I think it was just a odd situation for Joe Douglas to be in. I'm sure in the back of his mind, like even before week one, in the back of his mind, he's like, I have to get this guy out of my building, man. This is not the guy I want to build a future with. It
Right.
doesn't take a rocket science to see that one. Yeah, man. Adam Gase
Right.
is horrible. But there are
Yeah,
some
Mister
people
This
I've
guy.
seen some people right, eyes all over the place, man. But I've seen some people on Twitter saying, regardless of how much people don't like Adam Gase, he has more wins than Robert Sala.
That's
When
true.
you see
That is
things
true.
like that, it's like God, man. Like you can't argue with numbers. Numbers don't lie, man. So in my mind, I'm like,
Numbers
come on,
don't lie.
Robert Sala, get
Numbers
it
don't lie.
right. Numbers don't lie, man. I'm like, come on, Robert Sala, get it together, man. You cannot. There's no way possible that you should be worse than Adam Gase. You know what I mean? There's no way
Exactly.
possible, man. Right.
Exactly.
Oh my God, dude. So
Oh
so so
God, you're
Italy Jet.
preaching to the
So
choir.
Italy, I know, right? So Italy Jet. What will it take for our beloved Jets to come away with the W in the next few hours? You tell me from your perspective, what do you think the Jets need to do or should do to get the win tomorrow?
Hmm. So I really think if we're gonna get this W, we got to get after the Steelers early. Trubisky is not a good
Mm-hmm.
quarterback. He keeps getting a
I
job in
agree.
the NFL. He keeps getting a job in the NFL, and still mind boggles me.
Mm-hmm.
He had a horrible
Yes.
career with the Bears. He was a good backup for Buffalo, but that's a backup
Mm-hmm.
position. He didn't play that much. So the fact that
Right.
he's coming in, and last game he was booed.
Mm-hmm.
And then Pickett,
He
they wanted
was.
Pickett. They wanted
Mm-hmm.
Pickett to come.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing
Yes.
with Flacco with Mike White last week. We wanted Mike
Mm-hmm.
White in the second half. Well, a lot of Jets fans did. So it's going to
Right.
be one of
I
those
was
things
I was
where
one of
if
them.
oh yeah yeah the thing about that is if we can get Trubisky early,
Mm-hmm.
guard Deontay Johnson, um, Claypool, Pickens, and not only that, like we got to get after Najee Harris. We haven't
Yes.
our defense has not been good in the early set, but in the secondary we're good. We're always good in the
Mm-hmm.
secondary. We haven't been on tight coverage in the front four and even in the middle since the Revis and
Mm-hmm.
Cromartie days. So we have got to get better at that because these guys are sick. They're sick. They're really good. So it's
Right.
we've got to step up. And that if we can
Mm-hmm.
get to him and those players early, then the second, third, and fourth quarter is going to look a little bit better for us. We Sauce Gardner's
Absolutely.
got to get Sauce Gardner has to get an interception this game. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's
Mm-hmm.
coming. It's coming.
I think
It's
me too.
so
Me
coming.
too. I really do.
It's
Yes.
coming.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
once he gets that interception, we're all going to go crazy. So it's
Mm-hmm.
just and also on the offense, if we can protect Zach Wilson, if Zach Wilson can keep mobile and not make bonehead mistakes when he got injured, I think it's going to
Mm-hmm.
be good.
Right.
We're going to see more of Elijah Moore. We're going to see more of Barrios, more of CJ Uzama in the red zone, hopefully, and
Mm-hmm.
also the running game. We have got to get after this running game. Hall and Carter are workhorses. They're so good. They're so good. I know some people didn't really want Hall in the second round. I was screaming his name. The
Me
NFL
too.
is a two running back committee now. It's not about just
Mm-hmm.
one anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Carter's a
No. No more
workhorse. He's
bell
going
cows.
up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Carter is so good at punching the hole, punching the pocket, but Hall is good catching it and making all these jukes to go in for a touchdown. So if Wilson can spread it out, like I know we all know we can, and
Mm-hmm.
protect him, we're going to be fine. Oh, and
Right.
let's not forget, let's not miss a field goal. How about that? Let's not miss a field goal.
Oh my God, dude. Dude, like that Ravens game, I was through the roof, man. I'm like,
Tell
this
me
is a
about it.
veteran guy. His nickname is Greg the Leg or either Legatron. How is he like? Why do they come to the Jets and start missing kicks? Right? I mean, like we had Nick Folk. Nick
Oh,
Folk was
dude.
horrible for. He was horrible for us. He goes to what the Patriots, I believe. He goes to the Patriots
Yeah.
and he's not missing
Yeah.
kicks. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Is there something with the Jets? Like, what is
Right.
it going on with us with these kickers? Like, I think we are the worst team when it comes to getting kickers, man. Like, we just can't get it right. And I was
We can't.
actually feeling I was actually feeling a certain way when we let what was the guy name Pinero, when we let Pinero go over Greg the
Yeah.
Leg. I'm like,
Tell me
yeah, I'm
about it.
like, dude. Like, I was already like through the roof once we let him go. And
Yeah.
once week one started and Greg the Leg missed that field goal, I was like, see, we should have kept Panero. He wouldn't have missed it. Hey, I was through the roof, dude. I was through the roof. I was like, what's going on with
Oh.
these coaches, man? They don't know anything.
Mm. You know
Oh
what's really
God,
funny?
man.
You know what's really funny about this situation is I work for the St. Louis Rams, right? I saw
Mm-hmm.
the emergence of Greg the Leg. Okay, he only had two
Oh
good
wow.
years. Listen, he only had 2 good years, and that was it. When he went to LA, he sucked. He was only
Mm-hmm.
used to turf field in an indoor stadium. It was a shell
Right.
shock. Once he went to LA, then you're going
Mm-hmm.
back to a little bit of a dome with the Cowboys. My brother-in-law tells me all the time he can never make short kicks, but he can kick a 50 to 60 yarder. And I'm like, I know,
How odd
but
is
even
that?
he misses those too. He even misses those
Right.
too. So the fact last
Right.
game that he bounced back the way he is, I was shocked. Good for him.
Wow.
I'm still not high on him, but
Mm-hmm.
I hope he just keeps it going. I understand the leadership, the vet stuff, but still, I'm just hoping and praying, knocking on wood.
Right. Well, he did. Well, he didn't do that bad against the Browns and the Bengals, right? He didn't do that bad. I think
Bengals, yeah, the Bengals and
yeah, the
Browns, yeah,
Bengals, yeah, the Bengals and Browns. He didn't do that bad. I think my takeaway from the Browns game, I mean the Bengals game, was the special teams. They were asking me
right.
like, "What do you think about what like?" I was like, "Offense was bad, man. Defense was bad."
Yeah,
The only
yeah,
positive takeaway from the Bengals game, far as the three makeups, was the special teams. I was like, special teams did pretty good. They were solid. Braden Mann put
yeah,
the ball in some good spots, and
right,
Greg the
right.
Leg actually made some good field goals. So I'm just ready to see our guys, man, put everything together. I don't want a game where
Right.
the offense is good and special teams is good and the defense is struggling. Or I don't want to see like the Ravens game where the defense was on point and the
Right.
offense can move the ball and the special teams are struggling. I'm like, can we just get a complete game, man? Like, am I asking for too much? Can we all be on the
No,
same page at one time? We just can't get it,
no.
man. We cannot
We've
get it,
been dealing
dude.
with this for 12 years. 12 years. We've
Right,
been doing this for 12 years. It's starting to
right.
become a curse at this point. And Brandon
Mm-hmm.
and Brandon Leon, thanks for commenting. We appreciate you, brother.
Yes,
Um,
yes, absolutely.
Zach will use his tight end. You know what? I think he will. He'll
Mm-hmm.
the thing about I'm gonna go to Flacco and then I'm gonna come to Zach because some people keep forgetting about this. OTAs and training camp,
Mm-hmm.
Zach Wilson had a way better connection and talked and fed all the time to Barrios, Moore,
Mm-hmm.
Davis,
Mm-hmm.
and Uzama.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that was always Zach's guys. Okay, and Carter.
Right.
Now, when you're looking at Flacco, he worked out with Garrett Wilson, Tyler
Mm-hmm.
Conklin, and
Mm-hmm.
Brees Hall, and
Yes.
Jeff Smith, and Jeff
Yes.
Smith. So
Yes.
it's not
Uh,
it's nothing against Zach. It's nothing against Flacco. That's who they paired him with, and that's why you saw Flacco do what he did with Wilson, throwing it to
mm-hmm.
Corey Davis and throwing it to Conklin. And it's one of those things
Mm-hmm.
with Conk and Corey Davis, and even sometimes Wilson, they drop the ball. They just drop the
Right.
effing ball. So
Yes.
it's not their faults.
Yes.
But now that Zach's back, we're going to get Barrios involved more Uzama,
Mm-hmm.
all of them. It's all going to
Mm-hmm.
be spread out and come together because he can scramble. He can scramble more.
Yes.
Flacco is an old man. He's not going to – you got to protect him at all times. And you got to
Right.
play fast
Right.
football. You got to play fast football
Yes.
with him.
Yes. Yes.
Wilson's young and he can scramble. So that's the difference. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
he's going to use Conk. Answer that question. He's going to use Conklin. He's going to
Yes,
use
he is.
CJ. I hope so because why did we bring him in if we're not going to use him? Just saying. So,
Mm-hmm.
so
Exactly.
I that's my answer. That's my answer.
Okay. Okay. I, Conklin and Uzama. Uzama, in my opinion, is that leader veteran tight end. You know what I mean? Like when
I
like
agree.
that's the guy you want to go to when you're down. You know what I mean? Like I
Right.
need a guy that's gonna like pretty much get us back in the game. He's not gonna drop any balls.
Lift you
He's
up.
not gonna make any dumb penalties. You know what I mean? Like he's the guy that's gonna
Lift you up.
get the team, get the energy going back for the guys, and you know that's my opinion of Uzama. Conklin, I think, is a better overall tight end. My opinion. I think maybe Uzama may come back next season, but I can definitely see Conklin coming back for sure in the next couple of seasons. He's younger. He's more athletic. He's a bit faster. Um, he's versatile. He's good at blocking. He's good at catching as well. The one thing that I don't like about Conklin this year are the fumbles. I was like, dude, we have two good tight ends this year. Finally, we have some decent tight ends. And I think the first two games he fumbled, he definitely fumbled in the Ravens game. And I think he fumbled in the Browns game because I remember Max Mitchell recovering the fumble. I don't think he fumbled in the Bengals game, which is definitely a positive. Like he's trending in the right way. You know what I mean? Like no
Right.
fumbles. Yeah, man. So Conklin out of the tight end group, Conklin would be my favorite, my number one.
Mm-hmm.
Uzama will be my number two. And I'm actually big on Kenny Yeboah. I like Cager and I like Rucker, but I'm really big on Kenny Yeboah. It's like when they call his number and they throw the guy to pass, he's not dropping it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like we saw it last year in the preseason game when we beat Philadelphia. He went up and jumped up at the Hail Mary ball and caught it, and pretty much made us, a draw or a tie with Philadelphia last preseason. And even in the preseason this year, man, the guy has some pretty good catches. So I'm real big on Uzama. I mean, Kenny Yeboah. I like Cager. I like Cager for just making that, just switching over from that wide receiver to the tight end and
Mm-hmm.
being big on himself and being focused and being confident enough in his skill set to say, I can do this. And a lot of people did not have him making the 53 roster. There was like Cager. Like, no way we keep it Cager. You know what I mean? And we looked
Right.
up and it was like, oh crap, man, Cager actually made the 53-man roster, and Cager looked pretty good, man, in preseason. Like my opinion,
Right.
he looked pretty good
I agree.
in preseason, making that transition from wide receiver to tight end. And I remember Robert Saleh saying in the press conference, he was like, "Yeah, Cager went from a very slow wide receiver to a very fast tight end." I thought that was just fun. I thought that was brilliant,
It was,
man.
it was funny
Yeah,
as hell.
absolutely. It was, man.
Funny.
So Italy Jet. Now
So
we're gonna go to the brains of this thing, right?
got it.
Out of all of the coaches, Salah,
Okay.
LaFleur, and Ubrick, which is your first, which is your second, and which is your last, and why?
For like, where do I rank them?
Yeah, in order. Who's your favorite? Who's your middle guy? And who's your least favorite? And why? Why is he your
Mm.
favorite? Why is he your middle guy? And why is he your last guy? Why is the last guy the last guy? I don't like this guy because of this.
Woo,
or I
woo.
think he's last because of this. I think we all know who's last. I don't think that was a secret.
You might have to have you might have to have another beer for that one.
Oh man,
I
yeah,
love it.
dude, yeah.
I love it. I haven't had this question yet, so this is great. You know what? I am a huge fan of Lafleur. I was very excited to
Mhm,
get Lafleur when we got him. I love the brother
mhm.
duo with both Lafleur with Green Bay and when he was with the 49ers. I've always been big fans of them, so I'm happy that they're here and I hope that he can get something going. But yeah, I'm gonna rank
Yes.
him as number one. I think
Okay.
the positive things that he can do so much with this offense. He can do so
Mhm.
much with the winning team they brought he brought the 49ers to the Super Bowl twice, and that's some great things
Yes.
to have. The downfall with that is he's not good coaching on the field. He needs to stay in the box. He's much more versatile and better in that department if he stays
Mhm.
like up in the box. But his football thinking
Right.
overall is perfect for the New York Jets. I hope and pray
Mhm.
that it continues. All right, so my second one. I mean, you could just do a toss up, honestly. But my second one,
Uh-oh.
my second one is definitely Salah. There's things I love about
Okay.
Salah, and there's things that I hate about Salah. What I love about him
Mhm.
is he does get this team going, and it's a new
Mhm.
breath of fresh air. Um,
Mhm.
his quotes are cool. He's a player's
Yes.
coach. I like that, but I
Yes.
also hate it. I also hate it at the same time. I'll tell you the reason why I
Mhm.
hate it. He needs to hold people accountable. He can't play this clicky crap. He can't give the vets too much room. He needs to be more disciplined. You think Belichick or Aries or Andy Reid would tolerate some of this stuff? No, he has
Absolutely
been
not.
sliding. He has been sliding. He's been sliding with these
Mhm.
guys. Players are arguing with each other. Players are arguing with them. It's one of those
Right.
things where they need to get it together. And this positive
Mhm.
crap,
I
okay,
agree.
and his press conferences. I'm over it. I'm sorry. I'm over. I bet he's a nice guy from Detroit. I bet he's good in that department. But we
Right.
need a coach that could be a player's coach and the discipline thing. But then we always ask ourselves, oh, I wish he was just a player's coach. Oh, I wish he would just discipline people and not be friends with. You know what? As Jets
Right.
fans and around the NFL with fans in general, people either want that or don't want that, or they want the other thing and they don't want the other thing. For me, Salah needs to just shut up a little bit and just fix what we need to fix because I'm not giving up on him yet. So that's Salah for number
Right.
two. Holbrook
Okay.
should have never even came in the damn building. I don't even know where.
Woo!
I don't even know. I
Woo!
really I never wanted him. You know what? He was an interim coach with the Falcons, and I know he did good
Mhm.
that one season, but
Mhm.
I don't like what he's doing. This is the most expensive defense in the league. And not only
Yes.
that, we were 27th last week in ranking defenses. And now this week, we are at dead last. And this is a
Mm-hmm.
Saleh defensive coordinator with the 49ers, Seahawks, you can name
Mm-hmm.
it. And he was good, mostly good for defenses. And now we're the worst.
Yes.
That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make
It
any
doesn't.
sense.
It doesn't, man. It
So
doesn't.
there you go. There you go.
Um, I love the order, man. I think most Jets fans feel that way, with your order, Mike LaFleur being number
Yeah.
one, Salah being two,
Yeah.
and Ulrich being last, and the reasons why they're number one, number two, and number three. I felt the same way. I actually had a video that I made. I never released it about Ulrich. I had some amazing stats about Ulrich,
Ooh.
in this tenor with the Atlanta Falcons, man. I was like, why was this guy our coach? The only
Right.
reason I didn't put it out is because the season was young. I think it was like right before week one started.
Okay. Okay.
And I did want to put it out because I didn't want to put the negative energy out.
Okay.
But looking at where we are now, I'm like, oh my God, dude. But I must say, but but legit, I must say, man, we've come a long way from last season far as
Yeah.
stopping the run. Our run defense is a lot
Right.
better. So I have to give Uber
Yeah.
his props on that one. He
Hmm.
made some amazing adjustments, man, when it comes to stopping the run. So kudos to Uber for that. But also, Uber, you are on the hot list. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh yeah.
You are on the dollar sign HIT list, man, with most fans. Reason being, I think when you think of Andy Reid, you think of offense. You think of an offensive guru, right? When you think of Salah, you think defense, and you think of a defensive guru. Ulbrich and Salah share the same philosophy. They have the same beliefs in their system.
Hmm.
So when you watch Kansas City, you expect
Hmm.
Kansas City to do what they do, and that's put up a lot of points. Reason being,
Right.
Andy Reid is an offensive minded individual. When you think of Salah, you think of a defensive minded individual. With that being
Hmm.
said, we should not be giving up 27, 28 points to everybody, man. You know what I
All
mean?
right.
Like
Yeah.
hold some guys to 17 points, in the game and allow our offense to win, by three. We scored 20, they have 17. Right? Now you're looking
Right.
like that defensive minded guru that everybody is accustomed to from the 49ers days. And being honest, if this defense struggles against Pittsburgh tomorrow or in the next few hours, I think I think at that point something is going to change. Rather that being
Mm.
my steps would be, I feel like Joe Douglas, Salah would probably remove Ulbrich from the play call.
Hmm.
I think I think
Interesting.
I think I think Salah would take over the play calling itself. I don't think that they would necessarily fire Ulbrich, but I think they would definitely, the first step, in my opinion, would or should be them removing or taking away the play calling from Uber. I think that would be the first sign because if I'm not mistaken, I think the Steelers are like at the bottom five teams in converting on third downs. So
Hmm.
if they just automatically start having, you know, if Trubisky looks like Tom Brady, in the next couple of hours, we have issues, man. Something definitely has to change because Trubisky has struggled, man, pretty much this entire season. My opinion.
Well, and
Okay, my man. Okay.
it's not only that though, and I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I just feel like it's not only that. It's the
Mm-hmm.
fact that if even if Trubisky is doing bad and we nail him on defense, we don't know what the hell Pickett's going to come in and look like. This Pickett can come in and just derail us.
Light
Even
it
if
up.
we get
That's true.
even even if Trubisky does bad, because
Right.
they've been calling his name since last week. They've been calling his name since last week. They've
Yeah.
been calling Mike
Yeah.
White for us this last week, but now we're calling
Mm-hmm.
for Zach back. So it just really depends on if the defense is going to step up and Trubisky looks that good, or if the defense steps up and then they put Pickett in and then they
Mm-hmm.
spread the ball with all the wide receivers. And shoot, I even forgot Fryermuth. I keep forgetting Fryermuth, but Fryermuth's a great tight end in the red zone. So if we
Yes.
can just get after them in
Mm-hmm.
those categories and stopping the run, I'm 50-50 when it comes to the stopping the run with us because we didn't do really well last week with stopping the run, but I know the first two games were good at stop and run, but last week wasn't. But I hope we correct that because Najee Harris is a slippery dude. He's a slippery
Yeah,
dude.
then he's strong. I think we more so struggle with the Browns more so than the Bengals because Mixon didn't have a real good game against
Yeah,
us. But the Browns, Chubb actually moved the ball pretty well on us.
such a
And that's
beast.
when I was kind of like, yeah, I was kind of like, he is, dude. God, he is. And they have a double headed monster between him and Hunt. But I honestly think so that first game against the Ravens, I thought the defensive game plan was immaculate. Without a couple bonehead plays, without the blown coverage from Joyner, um, things like crazy plays
Oh
like
yeah,
that. I think we could have actually pulled that game out. So as far as the running game against the Ravens, I think the plan was like absolutely good, man. The Browns was a question mark as far as running game. Bengals, in my opinion, we did pretty good. So I think when it comes to them game planning for the run, I think they're doing a pretty good job thus far. But the season is still young. We'll see a lot. Things shift and change all the time. We may start giving up so many running yards, in the next few games, but then we may clamp down on the passing game, start, getting more sacks and things of that nature. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Tomorrow, in my opinion, I was just on Jeremy from Jets Chaos. I was on his show, and we were talking about that. Like, what are we going to get from the fans if if we lose to the Steelers? And basically, the question was, is this a must win or not? And Jeremy and I were on the same page. I don't think it's a must win, like it's a playoff win, but I do think it's a very important win right now. If we can go 2-2, splitting, that division, and we come into 2-2 going against the Miami Dolphins, who just lost Tua, potentially
right,
for the next couple of weeks. You know what I mean? I
right,
think that will put us
right.
in a good position. I think that will put us in a good position to maybe go 3-2. And now you're looking at the Jets win the top of our division. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, I think this is a very important win. The Steelers. I think this Steeler win is going to either the win would definitely start putting us in the right direction. The loss, on the other hand, would also do the same thing. I feel like if we win, the wins will continue to come. I think if we lose, I feel like the losses are going to continue to come because this team is so young and so fragile. You don't want to start stacking up losses. You want to build those guys' confidence. You want to have win after win, or you want to look up and say, okay, this team is still 500 guys. The season is young. We are absolutely good. But that's just my take on it, Illy. That's my take. All right, I got
You
one
know,
more question for you. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I agree with you. I don't think it's a I don't. I think this is a game to get back on track. I don't think it's an
Mm-hmm.
actual must win. I agree with
Right.
you and Jeremy on that one, but I think
Mm-hmm.
it's a game that we need to that well not need we should win. They're not that
Mm-hmm.
great
Mm-hmm.
right now. We have to
They
take
are not.
advantage and step up. We have to take advantage and step it up to get back on track. Because
Mm-hmm.
if we do win this game,
Mm-hmm.
MetLife, going back against MetLife against Miami, and especially with Teddy Bridgewater
Woo!
being the backup, I mean,
Yes.
it's going to be a very good feeling. It's going to be a good feeling.
Yes.
We're two and
Yes.
two.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a good feeling. And the thing is, they're coming off a loss. The Dolphins are coming off a loss. The Buffalo Bills are coming off a loss. It's just
Mm-hmm.
this is the game we can't mess up. We just
Right.
can't mess it up.
Right. I agree. I agree. We getting this win, man, put us at 500, 2-2.
I
You just
agree.
went through probably one of the hardest divisions to play in the NFL. That's a tough division. It's not easy.
Right.
That division is not easy,
Right.
man. We could easily come out tomorrow, like just in hindsight, we could have easily came out 0-4. That division is tough.
It
And we're
is.
a young team. Yeah, we're a young team. We are rebuilding, and to sneak out that win against the Browns, man, was God, dude. I was elated. I'm sure you were too. I lost my mind. I
I,
lost my mind.
dude, I was watching with a bunch of Browns fans. I went to a St. Louis Browns uh, Cleveland Browns club. They go to a bar and stuff, and I was with some friends, and I didn't know where to watch the game. I didn't want to watch it alone. So one of the Browns fans,
Right.
they were giving me crap. I was giving them crap, and then we won, and it was all kumbaya afterwards. It was all fun, but it was a mutual
Right.
respect at the end of the day. But I think it's
Right.
hilarious when Browns fans say, "Oh, it's the Jets." I'm like, you all don't have room to talk. You
Say
guys
that
sucked
they're
for
the
a
Browns. Right.
long time. We were good 11 years ago. We have been in the playoffs. We've been to AFC
Mm-hmm.
championship
Yes.
games.
Yes.
Get
Mm-hmm.
out. Forget about it. Okay, forget about it.
Right.
No,
Right.
no.
The Italian came out. Forget about it. I love it. I love
I love it.
it, man.
I love that. I love
Absolutely,
that.
man. Absolutely. All right, so Illy Jet, I got one more for you, man.
Go for it.
This one is a subject that we don't talk about as much, being Jets YouTubers, especially
Okay,
now. At
go
one
for it.
part of the early part of the season, was a heavy topic. Um, but I honestly feel like this is something that needs to be discussed more. All right, so
Okay.
my question to you is, thoughts
What?
on Becton, thoughts on Mekhi Becton
Mm-hmm.
returning next season. Do you
Okay.
believe in him or do you not? It's a two parts question. Thoughts on Mekhi Becton returning next
Okay.
season, and do you think he would be good or not? That's kind of like one. And your thoughts on the remaining portion of the season. So thoughts on Mekhi Becton returning next season, and your thoughts on Mekhi Becton. Second part of it is what do you think about the remaining of the season? What you got for me?
Mm. That situation with Mekhi Becton is honestly messed up. I think it's Becton was brought in for Gase's system, and he just didn't
Mm-hmm.
adapt ever since. So
Mm-hmm.
he's been hit with the injury bug twice. He was
Yes.
he was he was just way overweight. He didn't take care of himself. You see all these clips and
Mm-hmm.
all these videos of good things and really really bad things.
Yes.
It's not what we need. They put too much faith on Becton, and I knew he was going to get injured again. I knew Zach Wilson was going to get injured again. These guys are injury
Wow.
prone for a reason right now. Okay, they're just
Mm-hmm.
those kind of guys, and our doctors are not that great right now. Everyone's doesn't like the
True.
Jets doctors, or they go to other places, which they should, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion, if you
Mm-hmm.
want to get
Mm-hmm.
results. So it's one of
Mm-hmm.
those things where with Becton, for him coming back next year, his doctors and the Jets doctors are saying, "Hey, you're going to be good after this year. You're going to be the best shape of your life. Your knees are going to be fine. It's going to be all good, right?"
Right.
In the NFL, anything could happen. You can get cut immediately. You can go into the offseason or go into training camp and just be blazing best shape, but they don't want to take a chance on you, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
Becton's
Mm-hmm.
thing. JD loves Becton. Okay, I don't know
He does.
why. He loves
He
Mims. He
does.
loves Mims too, and Ashton
Mm-hmm.
Davis and Ty
Mm-hmm.
Johnson.
Those
I
are his
still
guys.
don't understand
Yes.
all that. I still don't understand it.
Yes.
But it's one of those things where if you're a favorite, you will probably be on this team. Okay, because
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the Jets are like that. They're clicky with their vets. They're clicky with the people that they really really like, and you'll be here. I mean, look at Joyner.
Right.
I thought Joyner should have been gone a long time ago.
Oh my God, dude.
So
Yes.
with Becton, yes, I can see him coming back next year. I can see him fighting for a spot. Is he going to be
Mm-hmm.
100% healthy? Who knows? But if he comes in and does a great job, he's gonna be here. If they're gonna go a totally new different route, yeah, I could
Mm-hmm.
see him being gone, just like Mims. But yeah,
Right.
that's what I think. I think it's going to be 50-50. But this year though,
Mm-hmm.
you know what? We've been Jets fans for a very long time. We know how it
Mm-hmm.
is to lose, okay? And we
Mm-hmm.
know how it is to getting at least 2 to 3 wins. If we're on a hot
Yes.
streak, I could see us going far. If we're
Mm-hmm.
on a hot streak and we don't bounce back the next game, then it's just going to be bounce back and forth. But if we don't get this defense right and LaFleur doesn't
Mm-hmm.
step up in that box and injuries, Injuries have always killed us. Last year, we led with the most injuries
Yes,
in the
yes.
NFL. Okay,
Season before that
but
too.
here's the thing though, and the Jets are bad at this. It's always the next man up. You see all these. You see the Ravens with the running back issues they had last year. They picked up
Hmm.
a few
Hmm.
people, and they were just fine. The Jets are
Yes.
not good at that. The Jets aren't good at that. And so
Oh, dude, yes.
we have next man up all the time. Look at Max Mitchell. We didn't. No one saw that coming. Maybe a few people. Mangold called
I
it though
didn't.
when he drafted him. When
Hmm.
Mangold drafted him, he called it. He was going to be a special player. So did Salah, and
Oh,
I agree with
wow.
him. I agreed with
I
him.
had no idea that Mango said that. I didn't know that Mango said that. Wow.
So do
That's
you
amazing.
remember in the NFL draft? Did you see Mangold announce him in the UK?
I did. I did. I did. I actually did see that, but I just maybe I forgot, but I just
Oh
don't
no no no
remember
no
him
no
saying that.
no
That
no.
is
It's
dope,
cool.
man. If Mango said that, dude, that is
Yeah,
yeah. That guy knows that. Yeah, he knows ball, and if he's stamping Max Mitchell, well, apparently he was accurate, right? Because we all love Max Mitchell
I
now.
love this.
In the Jets' mind, eyes, and heart, he's our starting right tackle from now and moving forward. Unless he just completely craps the bucket in the next couple of games.
Right.
But as of right now, yeah, he's our guy. He's our guy. So what is your
Don't
prediction?
ruin chemistry. You
Right,
don't
right.
ruin
You don't right.
chemistry. Prediction:
I
I
agree.
used to be 9-8, and then I was 8-9. Now I think it's going to be 7-10. Now I think you add
Hmm.
that game in there. You add that game in there. It's going to be very complicated. So, and
Right.
I think we'll go 7-10, or even even less than that. I think if we don't pick it back up this weekend, we have a lot of good teams we're facing against. It's just going to be keep getting rough and rough and rough until the back end of our season. Because the thing is,
Hmm.
we didn't expect the Bears to do good right now. We didn't expect the Lions to do good right now. We didn't expect Jacksonville to be good right now. But we're facing
Yes,
against all those teams in the back end of our schedule. So
and we are.
if we continue to go up and they continue to go high, just like Miami, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough, but I
Hmm.
am confident we can beat the Patriots. Both.
Oh yes, yes, both games. Yes,
I
absolutely.
agree.
I actually want to be at MetLife for that game. I just have to
You are?
convince the wife about it, but yeah, I personally want to be there, and I have to talk to the wife here. I've spoken to her about it. We just haven't pulled a, we haven't said officially yes that we're going, but it's in the air, man. So yeah, I really want to be there, dude. I want to be there so bad because I know in my mind, in my heart, we are going to dominate, not win, but dominate the New England Patriots, man. And I want to be there, and I want to look at those Patriots faces, those fans, and I want to say, this is the changing of the shifts. The tide
Let's
has now
go.
changed, man. Yeah, man, let's
We're
go,
tired of
man.
it, man. Dude, look what
Oh, dude,
Brandon
I'm so
said. You
tired
see
of
what
it.
Brandon said on the right? Did you see this?
Which one? Which the one I have on the screen?
The Flores.
Yeah, I saw that. I was gonna read that. I was waiting on us to get done. This is the one I was gonna read. All right, so Brandon says, what if we move Salah to defense and we get Brian Flores? Well, my issue with that is you're probably
Yeah.
not going to demote. Yeah, you're probably not going to demote your head coach to defensive coordinator. If we do
Right.
anything other than keeping him as head coach, he'd be fired. They're not going to demote him
Exactly.
and bring in a new guy, for the head coach. That's a conflict of interest. He's going to be, you know,
Agreed.
he may not be that guy, but the front office would probably be, they would think along the lines as, he'd probably be wishing like something happened so I can get back to being head coach. Or, you know what I mean? You don't want that kind of
Right.
attention. You don't. Oh, I used to be the head coach, but now I'm just defense coordinator here, and now we have the new guy in as the head coach. So nah, I don't see them doing that. If they fire him, could Brian Flores be a candidate? Absolutely. Absolutely. Would Brian Flores probably take the job? Absolutely. Because then he gets to beat the crap out of Miami twice a year. Like a spit in the face, man.
Yeah,
So yeah,
man.
now
Oh my god.
Brandon, I don't think that that's possible. Um,
Right.
I'm about 90% sure that won't happen. And being honest, if they fire Robert Saleh, they probably fire the entire staff. So because he brought those guys in, the Lafleurs and the Ubrick. So if you get rid of Saleh, you're getting rid of the offense and defensive coordinator. My opinion, though. My opinion. I'm
I
not Joe
agree.
Douglas.
I agree.
I'm not Joe
I
Douglas,
agree.
so I don't know the ins and outs of everything. But just my opinion. I don't think that'll happen.
It
Well,
it's really interesting that you said that because um the Johnsons picked Gase,
mm-hmm,
Douglas picked Sala, and the
mm-hmm,
Johnsons also picked Joe Douglas. So
yes.
it's if everyone is going to be gone, I wouldn't be surprised if Joe Douglas does the same thing. But I think Joe Douglas still does. I think he still deserves the GM job, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, yeah. Joe Douglas, to me, in my opinion, has done a phenomenal job. The only thing that's really, I guess, a negative towards Joe Douglas is just his record.
Yeah,
The wins and loss records. You start matching, the wins with what he's done in the offseason. Joe Douglas would probably be eyed as one of the best managers in the league. Man, he just needs the wins to back him up. As of right now,
right.
the what we got in return for Sam Darnold to the Panthers was mind blowing. If I'm a general manager, there's no way in hell I'm giving up those assets for Sam Darnold. Um, where we traded Blake Cashman to the Houston's and we got something for Blake Cashman, the guy who can't play,
Uh,
the guy who can't finish a full season. You know what I mean? What was the tight end we had? We traded to the Vikings with God, what's the guy's name?
Chris
Herndon,
Herndon.
right? We traded
Yeah,
we traded Herndon to the Vikings and got something for him, and the one that takes it all, what we
Jamal
received
Adams.
from the Seahawks from
Jamal
Jamal
Adams.
Adams. My God, I was like, Joe Douglas is on a god level right now, man. Like I've never seen, I've never seen a general manager move this way, man. Like this, Joe Douglas knows his stuff. Joe Douglas is doing his job. If we let Robert Saleh go, I am very, very okay with keeping Joe Douglas. This is what you want your general manager to do. He just needs the right coaching and the right coaching staff in to have the wins to match to what he's doing behind the scenes and also in the offseason. If we can get the wins to match what he's doing, the Jets have officially turned this thing around. We just need the wins. Simple. Well, it sounds simple. We can't get the wins right now, but if we can get the wins, then of course it makes Joe Douglas and and his staff look that much better.
Agreed.
Brandon says, all right. Well, do you think if we get Salah in the defense more, wait a minute. It's not pulling up all the way. Hold on there, Mr. Brandon. All right. Well, what do you think if we get Salah in the defense more? Okay, I thought it was more to your question. Um, I'd say my opinion. If the let's say if we lose against the Steelers, if the defense still look competitive, you still let Ubrick do his thing. You let Ubrick make the calls and keep everything under him. If he's being competitive with his play calling, I don't want to see the vanilla play calling. Man, we knew that the Bengals struggled far as protecting Joe Burrow, right? So in my mind, I'm like, okay, we're gonna come out guns blazing. We have to get them. Instead, we come out in this with vanilla defense, where the guys are playing
Right.
soft coverage, and Joe
Right.
Burrow is dumping the ball off in 1.5 seconds, 1.9 seconds, 2.1 seconds. He's hiking the ball and getting rid of it fast. And we're playing in soft coverage. I mean, the first play of the game, we're in a soft coverage. I think it was cover three. Don't hold me on the cover three, but it was a soft coverage because the guys played more off.
Right.
And what did he do? First play of the game, 12 yards. I'm like, okay, Uber. Here we go, man. And eventually they just kept marching the ball downfield, 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 and we saw that the entire game. I'm like, something
Yeah.
has to change,
Yeah.
man. Yeah,
Something's
something
got
has
to
to
change.
change with this defense, man. Yeah, we
Oh.
can. It's
Oh.
crazy. It's crazy. I watch just about every football game that I can, not just only the Jets, right? And when I watch these
Hmm.
other teams, I'm like, this is how you do it. This
Yeah.
is how you
Why
do.
can't
When I
the
look at
hell
the
we
when
do that? It's like, why can't we do
Why
that?
can't we do? Is it that hard? Like, is it literally
Yeah.
that
Is
hard
this
that
too
we
much to
can't move
ask
the
for?
ball?
Is this too much to ask for? The football
Right,
gods, man. Come on. What do we ever do to
right,
you?
right. Exactly, man. It's like the one turnover
Oh,
that we had against the Bengals came from Quincy Williams. And he was balling out against the Bengals. I was like, Quincy is eating today, man. And what
it
happened?
was.
Quincy was injured.
Yeah,
He
it
was
was
injured.
injured.
I'm like, we just can't win. We got a dog on defense who was on his way to probably having the best game of his career thus far. And
Right.
injury bug hit him. Injury bug hit him, man. I'm like, oh my God, dude, like this cannot be our luck. It just can't
And then
be. But thank God
Garrett Wilson,
thank
but
God
Garrett Wilson though too. Garrett Wilson too. That scared the crap out of me.
oh, it did. It did, dude. It did. Cause he was slightly hurt in the Browns game, and then he was
Right.
slightly hurt again in the Bengals game. So
Right.
I just like I say, man, I'm not done with any. I'm not saying fire anybody. It's only week 4. The season
Right.
is long, man. We have so many games in front of us. So I'm not saying fire anybody. But what I
Exactly.
am saying is we can't keep doing the same things that we've been doing, man. Something has to change. We cannot keep playing
Right.
this vanilla style defense. We can't keep getting all of these mixed signals calls. Guys not communicating well. Jordan telling Quincy Williams and Sauce Gardner a certain coverage, and he completely goes to the other side of the field, and it just leaves Amari Cooper wide open for a touchdown. I'm like, what is this
Right.
madness, man? Like, what's
I
going on with the
know.
communication? And I love that
It's not
DJ
good.
Reed spoke up, man. He's like, we have to get it together, man. He comes from a winning
Right.
coach on the 49ers and the Seahawks, as far as DJ Reed. And DJ
Right.
Reed spoke, and
Right.
I agree. We can't keep having these bonehead plays. We can't keep having, guys miscommunicating, coaches and players not being on the same page. And like I just said a minute ago, man, I look at other games and these guys collectively are on the same page. I just want my Jets to be the same way. That's it. That's simply
And
it,
not
man.
and not
So,
only that, I'm not in the bug on Salah yet. I want him to do the play calls because I want Olbrich out of here. But it's
you
just
want him gone already?
I've been
I love
wanting
it.
him gone.
I love
I
it.
told you I've been
Right,
wanting him gone. But the thing about
right.
it is, we just like what Brandon said. If you watch Salah on all of his defenses, like they work, they really do
They do.
work.
Yes,
But
yes, yes.
he's a
His
defensive
systems
coach
works.
coming into the Jets, and it's been worse last year, and it's worse right now too. It's like
Mm-hmm.
this
Mm-hmm.
this can't be the way things were run. Now, in Salah's defense, he even said in his press conference a couple weeks ago, he said it took the 49ers a couple years to get
True.
going and to
True.
get better
Yes. Yes.
and to be one of the best. But the thing about it
Mm-hmm.
is, Salah, sir, it's you were the defensive call guy. You were the defensive coordinator. You're the head coach now. You have everything in your disposal. You have all of these options. You
Mm-hmm.
drafted well. You picked up the right free agents. You
Mm-hmm.
have the moneymaker right here. Joe Douglas has
Yes.
got your back. Everyone's got your back. But you're still the worst defense in the entire NFL for the second straight year. That doesn't make any sense.
Mind blowing.
So
Mind blowing,
that's
man.
that's my issue. I hope he's still
Mm-hmm.
the guy. I'm not gonna call for his name yet. I'm not. It's just that we're all frustrated. We're all frustrated.
We are.
So
But the thing is, we've been frustrated for so many seasons. So it's like, excuse my
right.
language, we know BS when we see it. You know what I mean? We've
Yeah.
seen it for so many years. We know it. We know it firsthand. I tell people all the time, Jets fans are probably, arguably, the most passionate fans in the NFL. We
We
have
are.
seen so much trash to where we can smell it a mile away. The moment we
Right.
hired Adam Gates, I was like, why did we get this guy? And he hadn't and
You
he
know
hadn't
why?
and he hadn't
You
played a
want to know
game
why
yet.
though? Do you even know why though?
Why?
Do you know,
Why? Peyton Manning?
dude? Because
Put
you said
oh my God, man.
it.
Right?
That's the
Peyton Manning
reason
put in a
why.
good word for him. And I'm like, dude, really like this is how I'm like, do we not understand he was the coach for the Miami Dolphins? Newsflash, the Miami Dolphins are in our division. We didn't get a good glimpse of Adam Gase. Like what's going on here? Yeah, so when we signed him, dude, I was like, okay, here we go. Here we go. I knew it. I knew it was gonna be a
Right.
rough ride, man. It's like we had so many
Oh,
potential guys to get on this team, as far as head coaching, and we didn't give him Adam Gase. He was like the absolute last guy that you would even think about, and that's what we went with. But I must say,
yeah,
with every
yeah,
bad thing, there's a positive. The
yeah.
positive is he was so awful that it ran Jamal Adams away, and that's really the reason why Jamal Adams wanted out. He didn't. He was saying that he didn't like the fact that the head coach wasn't communicating with our defensive coordinator, Greg Williams, at the time, and he was
Yeah.
like, he's you
Well,
know he's
they
just he's fed up, and without Adam Gase there, he would have been fed up. Without him being fed up, we wouldn't have traded him to the Seahawks for those immaculate selections that we have. So
what's
Adam
really
Gase is the
bad?
gift and the curse. What's that?
Yeah. What's really bad is like the Johnsons picked Gase. Okay.
True.
Johnsons picked
Yes.
Gase. They fired McCagnon. I mean, it was McCagnon and Gase. And the reason why, because Peyton Manning had to say something about Gase. Okay, Peyton,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But like, it's at the same time when Gase left Miami and Tannehill went to the Titans, he was all of a sudden a good quarterback. So it's like
Yes.
it wasn't
Yes.
going to work with the team that we had. We had Le'Veon Bell. We had all these good players, and we still couldn't get it together. Like
Right.
even through Adam Gase and Greg Williams, and Greg Williams won a freaking Super Bowl. It's
Yes.
just, and I heard Gase and Williams didn't get along. I actually know Greg Williams personally too. Like, and my
Oh
dad are
wow.
friends. So it's one of
Mm-hmm.
those things where they didn't get along. I'm only hearing that. Greg never told me this, but I'm only
Right.
hearing
Right.
that they didn't get along. So it's
Okay.
like, if you're hearing all that, why is he still here? Gase is what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
those were dark times. Dark times. Hopefully, to the future.
Yes. Honest opinion. I think tomorrow really shapes the future of our guys. As far as the players, I think tomorrow shapes the future for the coaches as well. If we
Agreed.
come out with the win, if we come out with this win tomorrow, man, it's going to be huge. It is going to be huge. Um, I have my
Massive.
Gary V. I have my Gary V. / Robert Sala shirt that I'm wearing tomorrow, and I'll send you a picture. I'm going to send you a picture in your Twitter DM, man. My wife
Do it.
actually made the shirt for me, and it says
Oh, respect.
hashtag MFing receipts. Underneath that, it says effing receipts. I don't know if you saw Gary V's rant when we beat
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Browns.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I took that slogan and I asked my wife, I said, wife, baby, is there any way you can put this on a shirt? And she did. But I'm going to send you a picture of it, man. It's pretty dope. So I'm wearing it tomorrow, confident that we're going to beat the Steelers tomorrow, man. And if we do, I'm going to do my reenactment of Gary V with my Gary V
Dude,
shirt on.
Gary V should be the owner of the Jets.
Oh
Okay.
my God, dude. Yes. Yes.
I'm sick and tired of the
Yes.
Johnsons. I've been
Yes.
sick and tired of the
Mm-hmm.
Johnsons for years. Okay. Gary
Right.
V needs to be
Right.
the owner. Put the
Yeah, I
stadium
agree.
back to New York. Go back to your New
Mm-hmm.
York roots. Enough of this New
Mm-hmm.
Jersey crap. Foreign Park is
Right.
beautiful. I will say that.
It
It is
is.
absolutely breathtaking.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to be a New York team, Hofstra, if you want to do some stuff at Hofstra again, you need to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Have the Giants
Right.
have MetLife. Have the Giants keep
Yes.
MetLife.
Yes. Why are we constantly under the shadow of the Giants? I want to be a complete separate entity. I don't want to be the little brothers to the Giants. I want us to simply be the New York Jets and actually have a stadium in New York, not the New York / New Jersey Jets, man. That's
No
bananas. It's
kidding.
time.
No
You know what I mean?
kidding, dude.
Let
It's
the
not
let
even
let
that.
Gary let uh huh.
it's their stadium. There's this MetLife Stadium looks crappy. It looks like a furnace. It looks like an air conditioning vent that I have in my backyard. Like it doesn't even. I mean, people don't even like the turf anyway. So I mean, it's just
Right,
I don't know.
right. I agree, man. I've heard so many people call it the air conditioning stadium.
Yeah,
Like that's
yeah,
what I hear the most out of anything. I'm like,
yeah.
oh my god, man.
Right.
Like it just can't.
It's
Like
so
even
funny
from the
though.
stadium, it's bad for the Jets. So yeah, man. But Italy Jet, man, brother, it was a very, very, very pleasant and awesome show. In my opinion, that we
Yeah,
did
buddy.
tonight, man. I'm very pleased and happy that you were able to join me on my show, man. Is there
Amen.
anything you want to tell the people? You want to give the people some of your information to where they can find you? Twitter, Facebook, you name it. Just give it to the people.
So, guys, everything MYJ is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can follow me at Italy Jet on Twitter and Instagram, and also Gino Antonio Pagano on Facebook. I love interacting with fans. I love collabing with people all the time. I am Italian. I love my Italian roots, and that's why I'm called the Italy Jet because I've been a Jets fan, passionate fan for a long time. I love collabing with people. This guy's going to come on my post game show tomorrow night. So look for it on everything MYJ. We're going to have Harrison Glazer on with us as well. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. But overall, keep watching this dude. He's a great dude. He's doing big things. And hey,
Thank you, my
we're all
man.
in this together. Whether we win or lose, we're all in this
Absolutely.
together. There's no bandwagon Jet fans. It's all love. It's all love.
hmm I agree. I agree, my man. All right, guys. Well, that concludes the show for us. It was a pleasure once again having Italy Jet on, man. He's a super cool guy, man. I look forward to staying in contact with him. I look forward to keep doing videos with him. We may have something in the works, but we'll keep you
Definitely.
guys posted.
Oh yeah.
We're working on that right now. Um,
Yeah.
man, let's just get this win tomorrow against Pittsburgh, man. Let's put this franchise in the right
Amen.
direction. Finally, for the
Amen.
first time in so many years, the Jets fans deserve it, man. Like I said earlier,
We
we're some of
do.
the most passionate fans in the NFL, and it's about
Yeah.
time that we all reap the benefits of being a diehard Jets fan. So, guys,
Exactly.
enjoy your night. I'm sure we'll see you guys tomorrow. And as always, go Jets.